the St. Martin de Porres Academy Board of Trustees, the staff of St. Martin's, and the class of 2029 for having me as your graduation speaker this year. I would like to congratulate this class on your major accomplishment of completing the 8th grade. While this is certainly a time of celebration, it is also a time to give thanks. I would like to strongly encourage all of you to remember that through your most celebrated moments in life, to always show gratitude to those who have helped you along the way. I would like to start off this speech by thanking God and all of the parents and guardians of each child fortunate enough to graduate today. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff of St. Martin's for their dedication to the individual success of each and every one of you who is here. Last but not least, I would like to thank every graduate who is in attendance for showing more perseverance than arguably any other graduating class from St. Martin's. I don't want you guys to underestimate what you have done thus far. You have persevered through a global pandemic, one that has tested economic stability, one that has broken the norms of our society, and one that has left infinite uncertainty into what the future holds. No other graduating class has had to adapt to uncertainty in the same ways that you have. Both our personal and professional lives were drastically altered. But that did not break any of you, because you have made it to the end of a bittersweet chapter within your life. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The ultimate measure of a man or woman is not where they stand at in moments of comfort and convenience, but where they stand at in times of challenge and controversy." To break this quote down into simpler context, Dr. King is basically saying that you can understand the true characteristics of a person by how they adapt to the times of hardship, adversity, and uncertainty. It is easy to be strong and optimistic when things are going well, but if one is able to persevere and to keep that strength when times get difficult, then that continuous strength speaks to their true potential. It gives insight to the endurance that is within them to be successful. I thought this quote was applicable because it directly relates to all of you. You have adapted to a world that has changed dramatically within the last year. You have overcome this obstacle already, and you should have the confidence to know which all of you guys are made of. The Oxford Language Dictionary defines the word confidence as a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of their own abilities or qualities. This self-assurance is built and molded from experience. Conversely, that same person cannot have confidence within themselves if they never had any experience to shape that confidence. As an example, I cannot expect to score 30 points in a basketball game if I have not taken 1,000 shots in the morning or trained relentlessly for hours prior to that game. However, if I have done those things, then I can have the confidence within myself to do them again. Because confidence, again, comes from my experience within that training. I say this to encourage all of you to have deep confidence within yourselves so that you can achieve everything you set your heart out to do. If you paid attention to my analogy, you would understand that confidence also comes from hard work, and that the different experiences you have are a culmination of hard work that then breeds confidence within yourself. From these last 2 years of experiencing an ever-changing world and having the courage to graduate from a prestigious school like St. Martin's, I expect for all of you to have confidence in yourself and to do the same in high school and beyond. Believe it or not, I walk these halls just like all of you, both at the high school we are currently at and at the middle school that you just graduated from. I'm sure that my former principal and teachers can attest to the fact that I was not always an exemplary student. I don't know if they still give out action plans at St. Martin's, but as context for the entire audience, an action plan is just a more constructive phrase for in-house detention. And I'm pretty sure that they could all tell you that I probably hold the record for obtaining the most action plans or detentions in one day out of all the graduating classes combined. I was very exemplary, I was very exploratory in my former school days. While I like to use the word exploratory, I'm sure that some of the faculty from St. Martin's would just say that I was misbehaving. In fact, My locker had twice as many action plans piled up than textbooks and worksheets. And this was a recurring cycle as I cleaned out my locker each week. I got into my fair share of trouble at St. Martin's, as everyone does. I mean, you go from a public school to where there are practically no rules other than to look out for yourself, to a school where you get up at 5:30 p.m. every day, you have to attend academic hall and actually do homework, and then you have to even play an instrument. Like one of the students said, I remember being in 5th grade, and as I'm not that tall now, I'm sure you can imagine I was much shorter back then. St. Martin's, obviously having to notice the height difference between my peers and I, came up with the genius idea to give me, the shortest kid in the school, the assignment of playing the largest instrument in the band, the tuba. It even has a nice ring to it. In fact, I was so short that they had to hand carve a personal stand just so I could hold the tuba upright. Those were definitely embarrassing years. I'm sure that you may have had similar thoughts though, going through the same curriculum, staying at school far beyond the time of your peers from other schools, and even playing similar instruments. And I can see myself in each and every one of you as I give this speech. Looking at you and seeing a glimpse of my younger self, I think, what advice will I give to a young Jerrell? A Jerrell who has just completed 4 years at St. Martin de Porres and is now going off into high school, where he's at the bottom of the food chain. A new face, and quite possibly very nervous to begin this new chapter in life. I would say to myself that you are more prepared than any of the other incoming freshmen. The diversity of your experiences have shaped you, and I mean all of you, to succeed and to adapt within complex environments. I would say to use St. Martin's as a guide and as a resource, because they will be just as committed to your success as you are. And in some cases, probably a lot more. I would say to work hard. Your grades within your first 3 years of high school are instrumental into shaping your life afterwards. While all of you are still very young and have so much life to live, I want all of you to understand that you are now beginning the journey of independence. Of course, you still have the comfort of living at home and not having to necessarily provide for yourself, and not necessarily having to provide for yourself as an adult will. But make no mistake, these next 4 years are extremely important. Work hard, understand your coursework, train hard in the sport that you love, or in the extracurricular that you find interest in, and always, like St. Martin says, be your best self. These next 4 years are going to be what you make of them. I have personally watched as high school has become the pinnacle for some people's lives. And for others, it was just a stepping stone on a continuous upward ladder of success. All of you have two options. You have the option of slacking off and barely getting by, or you can work your hardest in everything that you do. And enjoy the fruits of your labor during and afterwards, when you have a lot more luxury to do so. In saying this, I want to remind you all that life is a balance between enjoying each moment and preparing for the next. Always strive to be better than you were yesterday. These next 4 years will go by extremely fast, and you will be young men and women with more independence as life goes on. Thankfully, you are now graduating into a family of continuous support and resources. You are never alone in your journey to success. You have conquered a tremendous amount thus far, and I look forward to seeing what all of you guys and girls accomplish in the future. Remember, as you all have thrived in complex conditions and environments, all of you have proven to yourselves and to others that you are capable of amazing things. So keep striving for greatness and being your best self. Thank you again, and congratulations again as well to the St. Martin de Porres Academy, class of 2029.